everyone, we're going to find the value of the derivative of f composed with g at the given value of x, which is x equals 0. We have f of u equals 2u divided by u squared plus 1, or u equals g of x, which is 10x squared plus x plus 1. So, before we start, let's look and see what we have. We have f of u, and we have u as g of x. So I can write this as f of u, but my u is g of x. This is the same as f of g of x. So we want to find the derivative. So when you take the derivative with respect to x of f of g of x, we use our chain rule, or also known as the outside-inside rule. Take the derivative of the outside function times the derivative of the inside function. This is going to equal f of g prime of x. All right, in our case, our x is going to end up being 0, so we're going to substitute in 0. Therefore, we already have our g of x. So if we substitute in 0 in g of x here, no, it's hard to see. I'm going to do it in a minute, but that's just going to give you a 1 there. And we're going to have to find f prime and g prime of x, or u, for the first one. So for the first one, we're going to do f prime of u. Now that's going to equal the differentiation with respect to u of 2u divided by u squared plus 1. All right, using your quotient rule and your chain rule, we're going to copy down the denominator, which is u squared plus 1, and times the derivative of the numerator. Derivative of the numerator is just 2. And then you subtract, you copy down your numerator times the derivative of your denominator, which is going to be 2u, all divided by u squared plus 1. So your denominator gets squared there. So simplifying, we're going to get this equals 2u squared plus 2 minus 4u squared divided by u squared plus 1 squared. This simplifies to, we're just going to combine those, negative 2u squared plus 2 divided by u squared plus 1 squared. And I think I'm going to go ahead and squeeze in the derivative of g of x in here, because it's pretty simple. So now we want to do g prime of x. So I'm going to write it down. That's going to be where you differentiate with respect to x, 10x squared plus x plus 1. This is going to equal 20x plus 1. So now that we have everything, we can just use this formula here and substitute in zeros for my x's. All right, so let's do that. We're going to have f prime of g of 0 times g prime of 0. Now, the first thing we're going to do is find g of 0. So again, we already talked about that. That would be 10 times 0 squared plus 0 plus 1. So this just equals 1. Now we have f prime of 1 times g prime of 0. I need to write down my f prime of x real quick. That was negative 2u squared plus 2 divided by u squared plus 1. So substituting in a 1 here, we're going to get 0 in the numerator and 2 in the denominator. This equals 0. Now g of 0, what we had for g, we had our g prime of x was 20x plus 1. So if I do g prime of 0, that's just going to equal 1. So it's 0 times 1, and that equals 0. So that is your final answer. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.